Hello there, this is Darth Rabbit 07 coming today with another long overdue quick review. I finally got the drill of Amduscias onto the turntable, also known as Transformers Victory Drillhorn. I had such a good time last week with the HasLab. I pulled these back out and we're going to take a closer look at the Iron Factory offerings. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. Let's turn this camera around and take a closer look at the drill of Amduscias. And I finally got in Drillhorn and I got all of his stuff out here on the table. I'm not going to bother with all how nice that is or this is. I did that for 5 of the videos. I got the other 4 of the limbs plus the Fang of Bottas, which is also known as Death Cobra, before I got the limb or the bottom 2 limbs in. So I finally got in Drillhorn and Kill Bison, and also just reviewed the excellent Lyokaiser from Hasbro, and I gotta go back and make an apology there later because in my Blade of Half-Ass video I said waiting on their subpar version, and Hasbro made me eat crow because that is a really excellent version of Lyokaiser. But we're going to focus in here today and take a closer look up close right here at Drillhorn. You do got a spinning drill function if you want to do so, and nicely painted detail. Everything locks in together. The only thing he doesn't have versus the Hasbro version is the rolling 4 sets of wheels to simulate moving along. But you're only going to do this for the combined limb mode, pretty much how it works out on the bottom. Cleans up really good. These at Legends class size do a lot in order to get there, and with this, I mean, you can go ahead and configure that to fit into the leg and get all that in there. You got that little slot right there that goes right here, and then you got to move this up and get it fitted in there, and then this bad boy right here has got to go up into that gap there. And if you have any kind of nothing not straight there, you will not be able to get this to fit onto the leg. And I'll do this off camera real quick. He just latches in and holds on for dear life, and that's what it looks right there. I like the way that this, whenever you bend it, it gets this much there, and you can even go deeper by going back on down, so you can get quite a bit of movement. It's neat how that automorphs and does its movement there, and that ankle is pretty impressive too. I can't wait to get this finally all combined, as I have done the HasBlaz one and was pleasantly surprised with it. But I also don't mind having a Legends representation just like this going on there, so that looks really awesome, guys. We're going to go through the rest of the bits here real quick now that I got all that together there. I'm not even sure what this piece is for. If you guys know, you could coach me up on it. What is that bit for? Because I think it was supposed to be 2 of this bit, and well, I only got 1, so I can't do the dual horn thing with these guys, because basically all it does is fit in there, and it fits into that little ball slot, and then you can assimilate the drilling with his arms. It just gives that extension to do that. So anyway, that's kind of a busted feature there. Now let's see, got his chest animal as a chest force member, and I did adhere some of the, not the toy hacks, but the stuff that TF Safari used to send out with each and every purchase. They've stopped doing that of recently, and that kind of stinks. But there's his guy there, and that's the one that transforms. Then you got one that doesn't transform, it does that, but it also gives the missiles back there. And you do got a faux chest that does simulate what you get with this guy here naturally, because it's bigger and it has a little bit more room. And that's the other thing I just adore about the bigger version. And it's a Voyager versus a Legends class, but still really awesome. Still glad that they sent those stickers so I can label up my Lyokaiser team. You got the standard issue there, and I will do poses with each of these. This is more so for when you do get every bit of the stuff together and you got the gigantic Lyokaiser electromagnetic nunchaku. You get 2 karate chop or salute hands right here. They're really nicely painted and detailed. Then you get 2, this is the non-offensive way to not take people off, palms up like that in Japan. Just reading about this last little thing over here beside the fisticuffs, and I get to it in a second. You got fisticuffs here So punch and action hands if you so desire, because I could not imagine trying to make articulated fingers of that size ever. And then they do try to insinuate. In the Japanese sign language, this means, you know, older brother or sibling, but thanks to American culture, we know this is offensive and, you know, vulgar, and I just wouldn't suggest doing it over there culturally. Let me get him transformed into his robot mode and we'll go through all the other accessories that way. And I'm sorry all this keeps falling over, guys. I'm going to do a comparison, but this is what you get, one piece that actually latches into the thing. It has the feet built in, and you had to actually, you know, put the drill tank into a configuration, then attach it, and it was a lot more harder than getting this guy into this configuration here. So as a bonus, both Drillhorn and Kill Bison will have this little comparison here, and you can see that once it's attached, it basically makes up the whole limb there, and you got Jaruga pants up here anyway. Yep, there's that comparison there. Now we're going to get this guy on back over. Actually, one more quick comparison. Both tanks together on the turntable, letting you see the size, how much more of a Voyager beast he is to the next to the Legends. Not to say that this is not a great figure. I still love this, and I love everything about this as well as not expecting. And I actually do love the combined form of that, and not so much parts formery with the new big guy. My bad, Hasbro, on that. You're making me eat crow. One more other comparison. You're going to get the chest masters out there. The chest masters there on the turntable, just looking pretty awesome and spectacular themselves. Anyway, that's about it for the comparisons. Now we're going to get both of those over in the robot mode. And I gotta say, guys, good things come to those who wait. I was late to the party, and then I get this guy in hand, but I didn't actually do it till actually I got this other HasLab in, and this is really nice what they offer here with Iron Factory. You take a quick spin around the block there, let you take a look and see he's got heel spurs I forgot to put out, so I mean he will be top heavy if you don't. And I love having him back there like that, standing there. It doesn't look bad at all. The only thing that's kind of crazy is whenever you do put the chest master in his chest piece there, it doesn't do like the HasLabs. And we'll do that comparison real quick before I go into articulation. The Voyager chunk that he is there, you can see in the bulk, and it's like this was the G1 missing link version that they did actually get put in a HasLab. Retains all the stuff for the combiner mode inside the robot mode there, and so it's going to be big and girthy and chunky. While you got the other one, it's a parts formery kind of deal there that we'll get into a little bit more now and take a closer look at. And we're going to go through that articulation with the small guy because we done know that what this guy does. Thanks for watching my other video, guys. That means the world to me that I was able to actually do something and everybody's enjoying it. Hopefully it'll help y'all with y'all's HasLabs. Now let's get to his articulation. His articulation is as goes. We'll start off with the head. You can get a little bit back and forth. It's kind of loose there due to the transformation. You can get all the way around. He doesn't have the piece in the back missing, so he's not going to get far up, but he can get to right there still. It's really impressive. Let's just take a closer look at that face sculpt, and I'm going to try to turn on the flash. There we go. Because he's got some nice paint work there, where the HasLab has more of the cartoon accuracy. This one has a silver, you know, stylized and really Iron Factory awesome kind of deal going on there. You can get his shoulders to raise up that way. It doesn't do a straight out, but it's still, you can get up that far. Not quite a full Mr. T, but you do get all the way around, and you have to just watch out for the stuff in the back there, as I demonstrated there, and I had to move that out to the side. These do articulate in the back, so you can set them up however you need to there. You do get a double elbow, but you got to be careful about that because you have to like do the bottom part first and then get to the upper part, and it gets up that far there. The wrists are interchangeable, so love that it's on a ball that you can actually like have the wrist articulation to do that. I'm gonna beat you up pose or whatnot. This chest gets in the way there, but it's really awesome, especially when you flip it over into his weapons mode. They did include the playability there, and the fact that this also transforms into the Chestmaster Rhino. That is really awesome. Or you can double fist or dual pew pew while wearing the faux chest. So I mean, they did this that gives it the horn just like you see there, but this doesn't have the horn. But actually transforms and gives you the animal ability that these two can't give you there. So, I mean, you have your trade-off there. Every one of those will not let you just cannot put it into the vehicle mode like you can with the big guy right here. And he also has the bump there on his chest, but his is more smoothed out. This is more pointy on both of these. So, I mean, there you go. One more look there, and away we go. But I like the shelf presence that Drillhorn brings. And I'm sorry again, I got dogs that always talk in my videos. It's what happens when you have 6 dogs. Don't recommend, but I love them all the same. I gotta say the Chess Masters are by far some of the best minion partners ever, and they're right there with Ravage in my opinion. But with each of the 6 of the 7 of the 6-7 thing again, yeah, bop bop bop. They're awesome. All right, now finish the articulation on that little guy. There's a couple of things that's a little bit loose on mine, but the ab crunch is there still. You get all the way around at the waist as you see fit. Love that you can do that articulation there. This balls, I'm gonna have to like take these off of that and then do the little super glue, let it dry, and then put it back on thing. I'm gonna get these arms up out of the way here because you can't get the full van damage there. You do got upper thigh swivel there. Notice how there's no gapping there whatsoever. This is something that Hasbro's definitely got to like address and make better on in the future. You have a little bit of stuff going on when it comes to where your joints need to bend, but I mean, it doesn't need to be a gapy hole. And so you get that much in the knees. You get ankle tilts, and don't forget to put out your heel spurs or this guy will topple over backwards. So that's about going to do it for that. We're going to show off the spear next to his Chess Master there. That's level 1 of the spear. Level 2 is with the drills. And level 2 is the drill of Amduscias, and it looks really, really freaking sweet. Give me just a moment, guys. This stylized thing going on here is something I absolutely adore. And now we got to go through some hand options here, and then we're going to get into some final thoughts on this guy. Here's my hands down option number 1. He's kind of ticked that he only got 1 drill thing, because on the back of the box, it clearly shows him having 2 right there in the background. So he's kind of ticked at that. And in order to do this, you've got to like set this down in here, and it's got to be clicked in, so you have to push in on it really hard, and then only then can you get that little thing in there, on there, and it will do the little spin action kind of thing. But yeah, he's still really ticked about that. And you can correct me in the comments below. It's either salute hands and or some action karate chop hands. So you can do that. Then you also got what I call spirit fingers, giving you some Hadouken hands or some push-up hands. Because even bots have got to stay in shape, right? That's so weak. it's just something you can do. Or he tries to bring the temperature down and calm down the room with those hands like that before it goes to fisticuffs. And with Drillhorn being the veteran on the team, he will always state something like, use the common sense before you use the self-defense, but when you got to throw down, there you go. Let's get this guy over into some final thoughts, guys. Thank you for sticking with me this long. Thoughts on this set. I love that you have a way to store this stuff when it's not in use, and I absolutely adore having the HasLab alongside this, and I will probably go back and do updated videos with each of the members, because I've already did 5 of this Iron Factory team, and this is my 6th one, and I'll get the 7th one with Kill Bison up there later. This is the weakest part of this set, and the only thing that's a little super aggravating is not being able to do the 2 drills like you see there on the back of the box. That one little odd piece almost looks like it's the same little thing that could be used to give you a bigger neck and head joint, but that already has such a tight fit in there. I don't know if that's what its intent was, but I'm really good even with the loose. I can fix some of the loose things on this guy, and he's really, really awesome. I love that I can have him like jumping out of my hand, going off to fight, just like you see there on the box, and just being able to have one that I will fiddle with at the desk and then one to display kind of thing. It's awesome that way too. I almost, if it wasn't so much money in it, like would like to have another set just to keep it in combined mode form, but that's okay, because that's the next thing I'm going to do after I Kill Bison, get that guy together, and then do both of those together there. And when this guy's in leg mode, it's as big as this leg right here. So it's like a Voyager leg piece from the HasLab, and I can't wait to get them side by side. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. That's going to do it for the old drill of Amduscias, and or what we know as Iron Factory Drillhorn. This thing is a solid piece, and I highly recommend if you're a fan. I love Transformers Victory. Love having this. Thank you, Jimmy, for getting me into these guys. Thank you for sending that to me before, sending this out to folks before fall this year, Hasbro. And have a great day, guys. Take care. Till all are one. All.